Kururunfa, when we have that X blocks and then turn around and then the throw. I've been doing it myself and, you know, having a look at that movement, but then I'm kind of really off balance. I'm thinking if I'm trying to throw someone, what, you know, what would that actually look like in application? Because
you got to be careful about taking the precise movement of the kata literally.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So what we can do though is take the overriding or underlying principle literally. If I'm crossing hands, it means that I'm usually grabbing something. So the simple explanation we do is that if there's hand here, my hands cross, because then when I uncross them, I can grab. Right? And so what you're saying is I go here and then I sort of do this. But it actually almost it doesn't work. I've said this before. I saw a very high-ranking Okinawan sensei who had like 200 people in his seminar teaching that, and he got the biggest guy in the room, and he said, punch him, and he went like that. This is exactly what he did. He went like this, and he spun around, and he went like this, and the guy just walked forward. He kept doing that. So the teacher spoke Japanese with this, the other guy didn't. He didn't know what he's supposed to do. And he's explained, no, you have to roll, you have to roll. Well, yeah, if you know you have to roll, your roll look good.
Oh, that's tragic.
It was tragic.
Why don't we show him a couple variations? Because it's almost kind of.
So a couple of variations is, you know, when I cross, I also hit. So if I go like this, you see the way I'm here. So when I hit. When I spin, now I have to drop. Look, so my hand's here. So basically my hands are holding, right? The hold represents holding. It doesn't matter how you hold. So see the way I'm holding? So then I drop. Boom. I drop this way.
Right.
This example. I can do this. I can do the same thing. I spin all the way around, and it's still the same thing. I drop. That makes sense. But it can also be. It doesn't have to be holding the hand. It can be holding the clothes. So I cross. I spin. That is like you slam them down. So you kind of get caught up in always catching the arms. You need me the head.
No.
Here, we'll bring his hand this side here so I can come this way. Right? So.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in the kata. Okay, so what we're saying is a drop. If you had to do it like the kata, you're like. Yeah. Because there's nothing there for you to practice with and resist, you just end up falling over. So the kata says, well, go up, spin somehow, change direction of partner, drop. That's what the kata says.
Another thing I think a lot of times we don't think about is application works in 3 dimensions, right? If you think about skiing, you're skiing down a relatively static surface. Right, so I'm moving side to side, up and down on that surface. But if you think about surfing, you're now moving 3 dimensions, right? Because the surface that I'm moving on is also moving. Does that make sense? And that's the same with karate. Your opponent is moving. They're not just standing there, okay? No. So these 2-dimensional applications are great for learning and they're great for getting your foundation. But they are, that's where it ends. It's kihon. It's kihon bunkai, kihon kata. You know, once you start working in 3 dimensions, you know, with another human being who is moving and who is thinking or not thinking, whatever it may be, you have to be able to adjust for that, right? And have a lot of different answers. So that's where we kind of deviate from some folk, where it's not just there's this bunkai is for this technique, period. It's like, well, gosh, that never really worked for me. And you know, your bot, like I could never do certain wrist releases from, you know, the kata says I should do. So I'm like, no, I think first you're going to kick the leg out and then you'll have a chance to do it, or whatever it is. Certain body sizes against others. Yeah. It has to be adaptable. Just ask John Johnston.
The context for this technique is not a punch and coming over. If you think about it, the context is from this position. The context is from there, right? If you think about someone got me they try to get the full Nelson position. I managed to escape from that by doing that, but then they grab me around here, so I managed to push down. But then they reached and they grabbed me around the whole arms because they were always trying to control me, right? So if I come back and I hit, boom, now my hands come up, their hands come up with me. I hit, come up, their hands come up with me, right? And then I do the movement. Does that make sense? So that's more the context. It's more usually you've been caught rather than you're facing something.
Can I just say again, thank you very much for that. And what you were talking about, Sensei Michelle, about the adapting and how you come at it from a different angle. That's exactly what attracted me to you guys. So, and I think that's what everyone loves about what you do there. So thank you very much.